各位记者朋友，大家
Media friends, good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. Now questions, please.
感谢。迪拜中央卫视记者。
China Arab TV. Trump threatened Iran, saying that the deadline for reaching a ceasefire agreement is 20 o'clock on the 7th. Otherwise, the entire nation can be taken out in one night. What is China's comment?
战事延宕，造成重大人员伤亡和损失，冲击地区。
As we speak, the situation in the Middle East continues to worsen and the military conflict is still escalating, hitting the world's economy and energy security and drawing up deep concerns from the international community. Since the conflict began, China has held an objective, just and balanced position and has been working to help bring about a ceasefire and end to the conflict. Foreign Minister Wang Yi made 26 phone calls with parties including Iran, Israel, Russia, and the Gulf states.
正式修改防卫装备转移三原则，内容包括不再仅限出口非战斗用途防卫装备。
It is reported that the Japanese government plans to officially revise the 3 principles on transfer of defense equipment and technology this month. The draft revision includes removing limits on the export of non-combat defense equipment categories to allow the export of lethal weapons in principle. What is your comment? China is gravely concerned. International scholars and those with insights in Japan also find the development deeply concerning and believe it marks a fundamental shift in Japan's post-war arms export policy, constitutes a grave violation of instruments with legal effect under international law, such as the Cairo Declaration, the Potsdam Proclamation, and the Japanese Instrument of Surrender, goes against Japan's own constitution and norms and sabotages international safeguards designed to prevent the revival of Japan's militarism. We also noted a survey conducted by the Japanese government previously showed that the majority of Japanese people oppose relaxing arms export controls.
Various developments show that Japanese right-wing forces are pushing for a more offensive and expansionist defense policy. Japan's remilitarization is gaining speed with an actual roadmap and concrete steps, and it is posing a threat to regional peace and stability. The international community must stay on high alert and reject the reckless moves of Japanese neo-militarism. We urge the Japanese side to deeply reflect on its history of militarist aggression, honor its commitments, and act prudently in military and security areas and avoid going further down the wrong path. Next one, please. RIA Novosti. Izvestia quoted the Russian Foreign Ministry as saying that China had notified Russia of its willingness to extend the visa-free policy for Russian citizens for 1 year. Can the Foreign Ministry confirm this? Is China willing to extend the visa-free policy for Russian citizens for another year? China attaches great importance to people-to-people exchanges between China and Russia. We welcome more Russian friends to visit China visa-free and see the beautiful China with their own eyes.
还是关于伊朗战事，目前伊朗战事延宕，双方袭打不断。
Weeks into the Iran conflict, the two sides continue to exchange military strikes. There is a growing call for ceasefire and safe passage. The U.S. and Iran have exchanged some tough rhetoric over the past few days. Sources said the two sides might reach a ceasefire deal. How does China view the situation? As we speak, the situation in the Middle East continues to worsen and the military conflict is still escalating, hitting the world economy and energy security and drawing up deep concerns from the international community. Since the conflict began, China has held an objective, just, and balanced position that has been working to help bring about a ceasefire and end to the conflict. Foreign Minister Wang Yi made 26 phone calls with parties including Iran, Israel, Russia, and Gulf states as of April 5th. Not long ago, China and Pakistan issued the 5-point initiative, which embodies the international consensus for ceasefire and peace. The use of force does not bring peace. Political settlement is the right way forward. The root cause of the conflict is the U.S.-Israeli launch of military attacks against Iran in violation of international law. The top priority is to bring an immediate end to the military operations and return to dialogue and negotiation so as to fundamentally resolve the issues and restore peace and stability in the Gulf region. All parties need to demonstrate sincerity and quickly end this war that should not have happened in the first place.
Thank you, spokesperson. Question from Roy.
路透社，关于伊朗，伊朗已经拒绝了美国的提议，提议是由巴基斯坦提交的。协议旨在达成停火，包括重启霍尔木兹海峡通行。中方是否同意巴方提出的这个建议？中方是否与巴方讨论了该建议？王毅外长进行了26次通话，那么能否详细介绍中方的努力？
Reaching a ceasefire and resuming dialogue as soon as possible is what the international community hopes to see. China welcomes all efforts conducive to peace and supports Pakistan in making active mediation effort. It's hoped relevant sides can seize the opportunity for peace, bridge differences through dialogue, and put an early end to the conflict. And China is willing to make an effort in this regard.
白人好，环球时报记者提问。
Global Times. Former U.S. Ambassador to China Nicholas Burns recently shared his views to U.S. media on China's position on Iran and Venezuela. What does China's response to those views? China noted the views. In terms of the situation regarding Iran and Venezuela, the facts and merits are rather clear, and so is China's position. Nicholas Burns chose not to mention the root cause of the issue and yet made irresponsible comments about China. He applied the U.S.'s hegemonic logic to distort and vilify China's just position for peace and sought to sow discord between China and relevant countries. This is clearly ill-intentioned. Next one, please.
From PTI.
印报托，中方能否介绍巴基斯坦和阿富汗在中国斡旋下在乌鲁木齐进行会谈的最新情况？
适时发布。
If there is further information, we will release it in due course. Please keep up with it.
Do I understand that the talks are still going on?
会谈是否正在进行？
上周呢，我介绍了有关。
I've introduced related situation last week. China is willing to engage in mediation and they are willing to sit down and talk again. The process is being implemented and advanced steadily, but I do not have more information.
下一个人。
Next one, please.
May I ask you,
关于巴林提出的在联合国提出的决议草案，这是关于伊朗冲突的。今天将要表决吗？
当前伊朗的战。
Currently, the spillover of the conflict in Iran is still continuing. What is important is to promote peace talk and a ceasefire. And the Chinese side think that the UN Security Council's action should promote a ceasefire and do not add fire to the flames. As a responsible country and a P5, China is willing to play a constructive role in promoting a ceasefire and resuming peace and stability in the region.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Are there any more questions?
Thank you, AFP.
法新社关于郑丽文访问大陆，她的访问在特朗普访华1个月前，中美将讨论美方对台军售，是否会讨论对台军售？
The Taiwan question is China's internal affairs, and the relationship across the strait is not a diplomatic issue. But I can say that China's standpoint is very clear on U.S. arms sales to Taiwan.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
那好，今天的记者会到此结束。
This is all for today's press conference. Thank you.